glad we're both on the same page.
Finally, for once, it only took 127 episodes, but
Right. Right.
Awesome. You want to launch into this, or do you want me? We're just gonna hit that door. We're gonna go through it on a rocket sled.
I'm like actually hungover. I had a little too much fun last night playing some Fortnite and Destiny.
Okay. Oh, and Destiny. Oh, you're dual wielding.
Well, yeah, I was just looking for a game to play by myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like I want an experience that I can just like sink my teeth into. So I was like, I'll try Destiny. I ended up really liking it. But yeah, I got a little inebriated, a little too much, and it just wound up like having a 6-hour video game session. And then I look over at the clock and it's like 4 a.m. I was like,
that's
be an adult.
Awesome. I miss those days. I love video games. You know me. I've got a little bit too much going on where it's like, I really want to play this, but I can't. And there's so much coming out right now where it's like,
there's a fuck ton of stuff.
Oh my God. Bayonetta 3, God of War, Resident Evil 4 remake, Silent Hill 2 remake, Dead Space. Like, what year is this? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. We're back in the golden era. Hello. Hi. Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Post Credits Podcast. Probably not. We're calling this one the Halloween Hangover because we just could not get all of the October goodness out of our systems in time. So,
not at all.
Like kids in a candy store, we're back again for one more. Hey, you know what? If Christmas can annex 5 months of the year, Halloween can go one more week on our show.
Bah humbug for me, like unironically. You know, it's just Christmas lasts for like 4 months. It can last like 3.5 weeks and I'd be fine with it, you know.
Yeah,
we can remove the majority of Christmas festivities, and it's like in revenge it makes me want to put or Halloween decorations out in August, you know.
Yeah, just leave it out there.
Yeah, like I'm gonna celebrate Halloween for 2.5 months, you know.
You know what's great is a friend of the show, Blake Kleiner, he has a skeleton on his porch, like just dead, and then when Halloween's over he just puts a Santa hat on it and leaves it there all winter.
Good for him. What a legend.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking about movies that we liked that are horror related. I'm just gonna have a meandering conversation.
Yeah,
you know, give you some more ideas and maybe like stuff to watch. I don't really want to go too into spoilers because some of these are new or smaller, you know. So
okay.
But yeah, I liked them, you know. And also part of the fun is experiencing something for the first time and not knowing anything about it, you know. So I want to be respectful to that.
Yeah, this is going to be great too because compared to that, I was boring and I just hit like the same shit again. But I went on a rampage and just watched a ton of movies that I've seen 1,000 times and just, you know, trying to appreciate them from a different light. So after the break, let's just jump into it.
All right. Break over? We're back?
I think so, yeah.
Well, what do you want to talk about first? I mean, I'm looking at my list right now.
Well, it's like I said, I was kind of boring, and because Halloween Ends came out, I went back and I didn't rewatch the whole series, but I watched 1, 2, H2O, 2018, and Halloween Kills again.
Yeah.
And they're all so much better than Halloween. Like, it causes me physical pain. I know.
I want to talk about this a little bit. I want to talk about Halloween Ends, not the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about that, but I feel like the public opinion is now catching up to what we both thought it was.
Okay.
You know, because it's interesting to see that tide change, you know, where it's like, we love it because it's shiny and new. And then they're like, wait a minute.
Hold
so
on.
It feels like it's changing. There's like a change.org petition to remake Halloween Ends.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But you know what? That's the right frame of mind to be in. And I applaud people that have signed that, even though it's not going to go anywhere. yes, you are thinking correctly, and I'm for it.
Yeah,
You know,
a man can
so
dream.
yes, yeah.
I still think it'd be a great fan edit to smash the good 15 minutes of that into Halloween Ends and or I'm sorry, Halloween Kills and give that a proper conclusion.
They could have done
Um
it. It could have been so easy to end it with Halloween Kills, to add that 20 minutes on of Laurie getting out of the hospital
yeah.
and going to kill him.
Yeah.
They could have done it.
Time jump, epilogue. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a homemaker now, baking bread. Because it's over. I mean,
You know what I like
uh,
about that though is she basically lives in that fucking mansion from Halloween 5.
mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a meta-ish reference and it makes that movie better by proxy because that one's not very good either. Um I I really liked H2O not as much as what they did in 2018 because like John Ottman's score who did the music for Usual Suspects it's really
X-Men.
it's really good but it sounds like hey this is Halloween living in the shadow of Scream and
Ah,
like it can't quite strike its own identity from that
yeah.
because like Scream was such a monster right around the corner and then that came out and kind of had to be like hey we're still here doing it too like
Right. Well,
um
yeah, after there was like all the it seemed like a lot of the franchises or new franchises were just trying to be Scream all over again,
yeah yeah
Like the 90s was terrible for horror movies. Absolutely terrible.
well and to live
Uh
through but man did we get some gold.
we did, but it was like a lot of it was direct to video
Yeah,
and DVD markets and stuff like that,
it was a slog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you had some shining examples like Event Horizon and In the Mouth of Madness and
yeah.
all that stuff that was in there. But then it's like, we also got all of the Hellraiser sequels and, like
I
all of
I
that
watched that
stuff.
too. Event
Yeah.
Horizon.
Yeah. Well, it's a great movie.
It
Everyone should
is.
watch
Yeah.
Event
Pretty
Horizon,
much the only thing that doesn't age well is the opening credits
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
like 90s CG Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah. This is what space looks like if you have CGI capabilities,
Uh-huh.
you know. You know what also looked identical to that was like Generations, the Star Trek movie.
Oh
Looked
yeah,
identical
yeah.
to like what Event Horizon thought space was, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they
Look
were
at the
both made by
opening credits.
Paramount, so
Yeah.
I can
Look at the
see it.
opening credits to Generations and then like watch Event Horizon. It's like, oh yeah, the same special effects people. So it looks very similar,
Okay.
So
All right. Hmm.
um well, I'm glad you got a palate cleanser from the other good Halloween movies.
Yeah, no, I needed that like in my bones after seeing that. And like the only thing that sucked is I got to see it early because, also friend of the show, Chris George, Movie Sleuth, hooked me up so I got to see it 2 days early. And I was
And I
like
saw it Thursday. I saw it on the preview night, so I was like ahead of the curve too.
just
You
a little
know,
bit, yeah.
yeah.
And
So
I like, oh my God, I have to sit on this time bomb for 2 days.
yeah,
Oh, it's killing me inside.
it's been a
Um,
long time since I've been in that position of being like, oh man, I can't wait to see what the public opinion is of this. I am looking forward to the crazy people that are going to come out and defend
yeah,
this
you're
movie.
just eating
You know,
popcorn in
yeah,
slow
I'm just
motion
here for
watching
the
it happen.
memes. Oh
Yeah,
man, didn't disappoint though. I'm glad that people realized what a turd that one is. Just a snooze fest,
yeah. I
you
mean,
know.
like it doesn't even look like it's made by the same people. It's not colorful. They pushed aside everything that I thought was really fascinating that Halloween and Halloween Kills set up. And having watched them again, like a lot of people didn't like Halloween Kills because one of the big criticisms of that film, as we said in the last episode, was that like well it doesn't feel like it has a conclusion. They're gonna circle. The next one will be better. Oh boy, were we all wrong. Wow, what a loss
Yeah.
that bet. Um, I think as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and I think there's some good intentions in that movie. But oh man, just
I,
it. I I needed it to
it's
be better,
baffling.
and it wasn't. It
Right.
it really swung for the fences though, and I do appreciate that.
I
But in
mean, I can't
practice, here's the
agree.
thing though, like in practice, like that's at the end of the day, like I've been to the movies hundreds of times, right? Like no, it's never happened where it's like, if we made this movie with these circumstances, we would have done this, so please bear with us, right? It's never happened.
Right.
That's what they did, and yeah,
Yeah.
it crashed and burned, and then the wreckage caught fire, and
Y- It's yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
It's better than
I
Halloween Resurrection, but that's not
yeah,
saying
but it's like,
anything.
yeah, you can polish a turd, to
uh,
a really nice shine, but it's still a
yes.
piece of shit.
Well, let's
You
use
know.
that John Carpenter reference. Yeah, really worked that, Christine.
Yeah.
That's like saying the shit that I took today was better than the shit I took yesterday.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
still shitting.
Hmm.
Like,
Um,
oh well,
when you
we'll get a new
consider,
remake in 5 or 6 years, and we can talk about how it's better, how this version's better than Halloween Ends.
man,
You know.
yeah, I hope so, because that's what happens every time. It's like
Yeah.
Halloween too. Like people weren't happy with that at the time, and a lot of people look back on that with a lot of praise. I just like it visually. I don't think it's a very good movie, but like it's a fantastic companion piece to that original film. And
Oh, I agree. I
I,
usually watch them back to back,
mm,
you know. For me, it's still tricking me into thinking it's one movie.
mm,
So, which is fine. I like that experience, and
yeah.
I can watch one without the other as well. I don't necessarily need to see Halloween 2, and but sometimes yeah, I'll throw that one in. I still like it. There's still content in there where I'm like, that's cool as fuck. You talk
Yeah.
about like the burning that Michael goes through in the hallway, and it's just like, I don't know if people don't when people get burned, like stunt people get burned in movies, they never bring up Halloween 2, but
Hmm.
that's like legit fucking scary because that fire is going up the wall, across the ceiling, and
Yeah.
back down. That's how much flame is coming down or on Michael Myers, and that's
Well,
a crazy sequence. It's like that's where all their budget went, was like burning this stunt guy, you
well,
know.
and at the
So
time, I think that held the record for the longest screen burn. You know,
it's intense.
he looks like the Michelin Man. I mean, like, the technology has changed so much. Where, like, he comes out and he's just like this
Oh
big,
yeah.
puffy guy, but still, it's like that's a real human being on fucking fire for like 10 minutes, it feels like.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's not like his back was just on fire. It was his whole body,
the
you
whole
know.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Because
you
that's
said,
like, oh,
up
he
the
was on fire. It's
ceiling,
like,
over
yeah.
the walls, the gurney's on fire 20 feet behind him, like he's
Yeah.
catching shit on fire as he walks down the hall.
Right.
Um, yeah, I go back to Halloween 2 more than a lot of them because I watched the original so many times that I don't want to feel like I've completely ruined it for myself, even though I've totally ruined it for myself. So I watched the second one just to like keep that first one at arm's length because it is so fucking good. Where it's like, every great once in a while, I'll pull that out and watch it and just fall in love all over again. Um,
Not too
like,
many like it.
yeah, no, you can't compete with an original. And speaking of originals, so the other area I was boring was I watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time in a long time.
You know, like there's certain ones of these that I just watch like every year. I just end up watching it, but it's like you're resisting watching them. I really find that
Yeah.
amusing. But you have a sensitivity. Like there are certain movies where it's like it's not such on a high pedestal that I don't think I could get sick of them no matter how many times I watch it,
Uh huh.
you know?
Hmm.
And like Halloween is that way. Like I could watch Halloween probably every week and still enjoy watching it because I find it mesmerizing,
Hmm.
you know. But
Donald
it's
Pleasance
in
is like like I can't take my eyes off him when he's running around just like acting like a maniac. Like,
yeah.
why didn't you? I told everybody
Evil! The evil's gone from here.
the blackest eyes. Hey,
Oh, but okay,
Arnie,
but
get your ass away from
Nightmare.
there. Yeah,
Yeah. You watched Nightmare again.
I did. Yeah. Again, just transfixed. That's another series that I like to try to keep the good ones at arm's length. I fail because I like I'll watch Dream Warriors for the 10,000th time, but yeah, 1, 3, and 4. But I try to keep one aside because to me that's mm, he's scary in part 2, but for different reasons. So maybe we can unpack that in a minute, but in that first one, it's just like the less he talk, like he's not jokey. He's just a
It's
guy
very straight.
doing his
Yeah.
job, like, and his job is to fucking kill you. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, like, yeah, he's great. Heather Langenkamp's great. Tina is just tragic. Johnny Depp's just kind of like along for the ride.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew what kind of star he would be. I don't know, just like everything's kind of like just working perfectly, and like the effects look a little cheap, but there was heart behind it, so it just kind of charms you in the end, and
Right. Right.
yeah,
Isn't that wild for like one director to have two huge franchises? Like that's like because
Nightmare and Scream.
yeah, like everyone. I mean, Scream is just now out of the stratosphere as far
Hmm.
as popularity, you know.
Yeah,
And before that, though, before Scream came out, like Wes Craven was talked about often because of Nightmare, and just to be like, I'm gonna drop this little nugget on you. I'll see you later, you know. So,
right. It's an afterthought.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I've said it before. I think when we were talking to horror dads, or I don't know, maybe this was off stream or something. I do feel like Nightmare is Wes Craven's seminal work, but Scream is his masterpiece. And
yeah.
as time goes on, that's less and less of a hot take. And it kind of dawned on me, like watching the 2022 Totally Not Scream 5. Um,
Which one was that? It was just the one called Scream,
yeah,
right?
yeah, right,
Because we have so many movies, we're just calling it the first title again. You
right,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
um, like I was sitting there and it's like, how cool is this? Because like Ghostface has really earned his place at the table with Freddy and Jason and Michael.
Yeah.
And we got to see that in real time. And it's like, wow, here I am sitting here watching movie 5 and
Well,
just
we've
smashing popcorn in my face. And like, this is cool. Like,
Well, it's really interesting, right? Because we've talked about this where it's like the juxtaposition between the Universal monsters and then the new era where, starting in the late 70s to where we had this new wave of monster, right?
mhm.
So it's like you had Leatherface and Freddy Krueger,
Oh yeah.
Candyman, all
Hmm.
these things, and it's
Candyman.
yeah, and it's amazing to have new ones added to that, you know,
Sure.
added into that second wave of new monsters or adversaries, that are iconic because you had it, and then we didn't have anything for a long time, and then the 70s and 80s were like, no, we got you covered. We've got Pinhead and all these other people. So
Hmm.
enjoy yourself. There's a new breed of monster.
Yeah. Well,
So
Freddy was 84. Same year
yeah,
as
Scarface.
Terminator. Yep.
Yeah.
I have
Leatherface was
I have a
before that.
theory on their popularity. I don't
Okay.
know if it tracks, but I'll just put it out there, messy
Sure.
explanation and all. So like, how Marvel movies are super popular right now?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, like
Yeah, there are
the
some of my
most
face I
popular
don't
thing.
I don't even search them, and I just know stuff is coming out. I don't know. They're like putting it right into my brain. I like
Yeah.
from Batman Forever, or it's just
Oh
like
God.
yeah, just putting advertisements right into my dome.
Funny aside, right? I was texting so I bought the Batman collection at like one of these DC fandom things, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch these in reverse order because I want to end with the good ones and like not because it just gets worse as they go on.
Instead of
So
getting diminished returns, I want those returns to increase. So
yeah, yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
watch them in reverse.
Right, right. And what a mistake that was. So I was watching Batman and Robin,
Oh God.
and then like an hour later, I'm watching Batman Forever, and I'm like I was texting my friend, like, is this death? Am I dying? Is this what death feels like? Because it was that
Yeah.
bad. I knew if I turned it off, I would never turn it back on again. Okay, so
Yeah. Well, the only thing I remember about Batman and Robin, other than Freeze,
that's already too
is
much.
I think it was Batman and Robin, but like, what's his name? Robin was
Chris
doing the
O'Donnell, yeah.
laundry. Yeah, he was doing the laundry, but doing martial arts and bow staff skills to hang up the laundry. Do you remember that?
I
It's so stupid. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
They
right.
probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars just making that scene for us. Why? Anyways,
Moments before Batman whips out a fucking Visa card with no. The less said about
yeah.
that, the better. So okay, so the theory, right? So Marvel's huge. Superhero movies are huge. Kind of like the Harry Potter films, right? It's wish fulfillment fantasy, where it's
Yeah.
like everybody just wants to be somewhere else. The grass is always greener. Hey, take me there, right? Life is so complicated. I enjoy this. I think what works about the mutant zombie super killer, like your Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, is that it's like a supervillain, but you just don't have powers. So
Right.
it's left up to you and your own creativity to get out of the situation or not. And I think that's really what makes those characters work, like when they're really functioning on like all the right cylinders. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's kind of where I try and draw the line there, where it's like superhero, supervillain, okay, cool. No.
Yeah, I watch. No, I agree. I
Oh,
agree.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched some Friday or Nightmare movies. I'm kind of like a 1, 3, and New Nightmare kind of guy. Those are the ones that I go to if I want to watch like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not part 4.
I like part 4, but it seems to just be trying to be part 3 again. But like, I don't
It
know.
looks better, but it doesn't hit the same notes. Yeah.
Right. It's so weird that it's only a year apart, but it looks like it's a few years apart because of the difference in quality,
It's
visual
very, very
quality.
refined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
So,
think when we talked to Mick Strawn on that episode, which is a great episode if you want to go back through our podcast, very animated, just infinitely great stories about being there, fly on the wall stuff. He really hit the nail on the head. I mean, he even said it himself, where three's a better movie, but I think four looks the best.
yes, it does.
But they didn't have the
There's no
scripts,
argument. Yeah. Yeah.
and that's shows that's the reason. Yeah, but everybody was trying their ass off, and again, it just kind of charms you. I like the Nightmare series because I feel like it's the most consistently creative
Yes.
out of like the big three, where it's like their ratio of like really good movies to stinkers is pretty low. It's about 50-50. And you
Yeah.
cannot say that about Halloween, Texas Chainsaw,
Well, but they also have
Friday the
more.
13th. It's just it's kind of consistently like junk food.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, no, it's always it's
tastes
always
great, less
junk food
filling.
quality, right? But then it's got like where it's rotten junk food, right? Like it sat out in the sun, and that's like part 8, where it's
5
just
and
like
8,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, and then like Jason Goes to Hell, which I think is the worst of them all. You know, just it's such a shit show. And
I
just
don't
like
count it because
not
it's part of the Miramax dimension.
well, I
You
mean
know.
you can do that, but it's in box sets and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, so is Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I still haven't fucking watched that, and I'm not going to.
well, I haven't either. I just still consider them part of the greater franchise, you know.
The greater
I
good.
I don't argue that it's not a part of it. I
The
mean,
greater good.
yeah, it's just it's bad. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jason Takes Manhattan and the Final Friday are just wow. Like
Stinks out
what?
loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason takes a cruise ship, or you know, like Jason's not even here. Jason Goes to Hell. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we left Jason in the rights management parking lot. You know, so he's not even in the movie.
I now I'm just picturing him like flagging cars in, like, yeah,
Let
over
me
there.
in.
I've got
Yeah,
nothing else to do. He's just like waving the batons, landing planes, Top Gun style.
yeah.
All right, that's what I got. What'd you watch?
Well, I watched a bunch of different stuff other than like the staples, you know, which all like the trick or treats, the Halloween movies,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, name your horror movie. I probably had watched it. You know, an Evil Dead, all that stuff. But I watched some like smaller stuff that I thought was really good, but I know that they're not going to be for everybody. And they're like some of them are on Shutter, a couple of them were like The Sadness. It's the most insane and depraved movie I've ever seen, but also at the
I
same time, it's like a horror movie for horror fans. So I'm going to say this, like do not watch this if you're just getting your feet wet in horror
okay.
because it will fuck you up, you know.
On a scale of 0 to Mad God, what are we talking about?
Well, I can't even say it that. Let's do like on a scale of 0 to Dead Alive because Mad God is just disgusting,
It's
right?
yeah.
I don't want to fucking watch it, but like I feel like
The
Dead
the art
Alive
the
is
artistry is
depraved.
beautiful, but the film is so perverse that I can't find entertainment in
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Hmm.
Whereas like you like Dead Alive is still fun, but it's nasty,
Yeah,
you
like
know.
Evil Dead 2, just ball of
This I think
popcorn.
is like yeah, I think it's like crazier to watch than Dead Alive because like it's violent as fuck, right? There's a lot of nasty things that happen in it, but it's also hits like the dramatic tones really well. So instead of it being funny, it's like very fucking serious.
Hmm.
And so you get this shock value of like some of the stuff that happens in it, which is vulgar and depraved. And because what it's about, I, I've seen this in articles that that's how they're describing it, right? That they're like zombies, like the sadness is, but I guess that's true if you look at it like that people can get infected. You could say it's similar to like 28 days later, but like what happens to them when they're infected is something like that's the worst. That's not good. It
Okay.
basically turns everyone into like a psychopath, right? Where it's like our restricting
Oh,
like we are restricted by our own ability for to view what's right from wrong. We're like, well, yeah, I'm upset with this person, but I'm not going to maim them. But
right.
what if a virus took that thing where it's like, we're just not going to let you do that. Like your brain is going to stop you from acting out. And we just take that out of you. You know, when the governor's off and people are already
That's
upset about something,
terrifying.
and
Yeah.
then a virus comes along and it's like, yeah, we're just going to turn you into a fucking psychopath. And we're going to make you into the most depraved sons of bitches out there. And we're going to do it in an entire city. Well, fuck me.
Let me
That's
ask you
wild.
this: Did you see the VHS movies?
Yeah, I've seen them all. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I haven't seen, what is it, 99 or whatever the new one
yeah,
is.
it's good. That's on my list.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, that zombie segment that they did in like one take, where it's like Jonestown with zombies, was
Mm, yeah.
like the level of planning that went into that is just unreal. even if you don't appreciate zombie fiction for what it is, to just see
How
that.
how can anyone at this point, really, realistically?
Well, they've kind of ruined it. Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
in beer commercials and
Yeah.
everything else. Did you see Zombieland 2?
No, man. I'm over zombies. Like, you have to win an Academy Award as a zombie movie now for me to be any interest to have any interest in it. You know, like, I'm just
Well,
over it.
um, I haven't. I heard it wasn't good, and I like those characters so much that I just want my memories to stay with that first movie if it's not going to be
Yeah.
good. So till I hear different,
Right.
but I haven't. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's a
So
good one.
sadness is definitely, and I rewatched. I've seen it twice, and it hits just the same as I watched it the first one. So it's yeah.
Hmm.
I recommend it with a caveat. If you're just getting your feet wet in horror, wait a little bit till you see the sadness. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's another one too that for me it has similar tones. It's another movie on Shudder that's like an exclusive, which was What Josiah Saw, which once again, I have to like there's a couple movies on my list where it's like I have to give out warnings to people. So, because they're so crazy.
Yeah.
If
I like this, but
sexual
not for you.
violence, yes, if sexual violence is something that's a triggering thing or turns you off immensely, like, I mean, it should turn you off, but if that's something that you can't watch
Mm-hmm.
or be comfortable around, I don't recommend What Josiah Saw. With that said, the complexity of this story is so intriguing to me. It's one of those movies that I saw where at the end of it, I was like, I don't know if I like it or I'm just entertaining the thought provoking nature of this movie, right? Because it stayed in my brain for like a week where I was just thinking about it. The twists and turns that it takes, because there's like this awful family dynamic of abuse that's happening while there's a haunting going on. So it's like
I
this
mean, that's The
crazy
Shining in a
juxtaposition.
nutshell.
Yeah, but it's out there, you know, and then you're still figuring things up, and then the last scene hits you, and you're like, "Excuse me." Oh my god. So it made you in like seconds readjust, or at least for me, readjust what I was thinking about this movie, right? Like what was actually happening.
Okay.
Uh so I highly recommend that.
Huh.
However, another caveat, if those things bother you and they're
Yeah.
triggering, skip it. If
Well,
that's okay
yeah.
with you, you might have a very thought-provoking experience that I find lacking in a lot of movies. And it's also horrific. So there you go. Yes.
Well, and that's
VHS 99 was good.
the
Yeah.
kind of
Sorry.
thing that's so close to reality that I can totally see what you're
Yeah.
saying about, like, I can't, peace out, like, not for me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I can't watch Last House on the Left.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's in not that level of stabbing and disgusting feeling,
mhm.
but it's in that ballpark, you know. So but
Okay.
I made our friend Andrew Heath watch that so I could have someone to talk to about it. And he was like, "Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like
And
you
it,
can't say
yeah,
that you really like the movie, but you can entertain like what it's trying to say, you know?" So,
moments before he unfriended you in real life for making
oh
him
my
watch
well,
it.
I feel like I've seen so much stuff where it's like that's a valid thing to be afraid of. It's
No, totally. Yeah.
like should I be like, "Hey everyone, go out and watch The Sadness. I think it's one of the greatest movies of 2022."
Yeah.
If I were to, and I think that if I were to go say that, which I'm doing right now,
Hmm.
that a lot of people would look at me like I have a severe problem, you know?
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
but you don't come across movies like this at it's like a once in, a 10-year thing where it's
Yeah.
like you come across movies like The Sadness and What Josiah Saw, you know? So,
Serbian film, like,
right.
Requiem for a Dream. Like, I saw it. I had the experience.
I don't know if I'll watch it again. Yeah,
Never.
we're
Yeah.
done.
Just
We're
put
done
it
here.
aside. Like,
That's definitely what Josiah saw. It's
okay.
like I watched it twice, but just to kind of break down what happened a little bit more. But
All right.
it'll get you on your toes, man. You want a tense experience. There you
Yeah.
go.
So don't watch that tonight. I'm writing that down.
No. VHS 99. I mean,
Hmm.
I will say that I don't like found footage movies. That's kind of a thing that
I
I
mean,
have
like
said
zombies,
before.
that's a fad that's just over and done with, but they're still
But
doing it pretty
I'm a
fucking
sucker
good.
for them. Yeah, they seem to it seemed like yeah, the first wave that was actually talented shit, right? It was like
Hmm.
Blair Witch and then the first couple paranormal activities. And then
Cloverfield.
it was just like, yeah, and then it just was like, oh, here's a million of them. And they were all just kind of shitty. You know, they weren't trying too hard. But now I feel like the shitty ones have left and the good ones are still making found footage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's now it's getting to the point where um it's actually a good way to tell a story in a unique way.
Oh,
Uh
okay.
like The Taking of Deborah Logan was really good. And
Uh-huh.
that's just a found footage movie, but not like it actually has some payoffs in there where it's like, holy shit, that's a wild experience. You know, that's scary. Same with The Bay. Um, that's another good one. But then, you know, you've got hundreds in between those that are still not very good.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Some of them sequels to the movies you just mentioned. Like,
right. And
I've told the
I've seen
story on the podcast before. One Halloween at Channel 38, we got all of the Paranormal Activity films except the first one.
oh
Um,
boy.
and there was so much dead air. Like, we had an alarm, which is like, "Hey, dummy, wake up! There's dead air," right? Which is the worst sin
Yeah.
you can commit in television. And we had an alarm that I actually had to disable because the fourth one has so much nothing's happening, this is boring, nothing's happening, that the alarm was just going off for, I want to say, 65 of 90 minutes.
Because it's so quiet. Yeah. Oh man. No, but yeah, that's funny. But going back, VHS 99 I liked a lot. You know, but
Okay.
if once again, like if you don't like found footage movies,
How would you rate those then? Like 1 to 99? Like,
yeah, I
what are
think
we
so.
talking?
Yeah, because there was like VHS Viral, which I thought was okay. You know, I was like, well, if this is where they're going, they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was, I thought that there was another VHS in there in between Viral and 99. And I'm pretty sure that's the case. And I didn't like that one. But yes, this one uh sucked me in and I didn't have any complaints. The stories are unnerving at times and genuine good scare tactics that they use to get a jump out of you, you know, so and just eerie shit happening. So
What
in
would you
it
say your favorite segment was?
oh 99.
99, yeah.
Oh, I think the punk rocking ghouls. Um I like that a lot. That was extra terrifying.
Hmm.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I'm just picking your
Okay.
brain.
Yeah.
I'm
Which is
glad
like in
I'm
the
glad you like
earlier
it. That's a
half.
high endorsement. I saw the other one under protest, and it's like, you know what, this is pretty good. Because like you, I'm just like, found footage. I don't care. Just write it off. You know.
Right.
But yeah, no, I saw that one with the zombie thing, and it's like, man, like this is like really riveting. You know, and
Yeah.
but that's on me. I don't know. Maybe it's marketing, whatever. But you say this one is good, so I'll check that out.
Yeah. I mean, like these found footage movies just they hit that nerve. But I think part of me that forgives it more is I'm like a YouTube junkie, right? So I'm used to that lo-fi aesthetic,
Yeah.
right? Where it's just like people who are making content with whatever it is they have available at the time, you know?
Hmm.
And so sometimes it's a shitty camera and the video quality isn't that good.
Well,
But then it's like, well, I still enjoy their content. So I
yeah.
think I'm primed already to kind of like found footage, or at least be forgiving about certain aspects of it.
You know what? And like this gets written off all the time, but there is an actual art to that. I mean, even though it's lo-fi and it's everything they teach you not to do in film school, there is a real art to that. I've got a video. It's in my head right now. I'm gonna send it to you when we get off stream. You're gonna love it. Um, did you ever watch Marble Hornets?
No.
Okay, do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube. Watch Marble Hornets episode 1. It was the original like Slender Man internet fiction thing.
Okay.
It's all found footage. Um, it's it's pretty fucking good. It doesn't end well because kind of like Lost. Like once they reveal the
Yeah.
mystery, you're just like, I'm over it. But like
Yeah.
those first 30 episodes, you're just like, oh my god, like what did I find? Like this is amazing. So Marble Hornets, watch that. Do yourself a favor. You will love it.
Will do. Um, yeah, another one that I want or rewatched was X. Did you ever see that one? The Ty West
I did,
movie?
yeah. I'm blown away that they got a prequel out to it already. They must have been holding that back for a long time because of coronavirus
Well,
or
we've all
whatever.
been sucker punched by Ty West in this process, right? Because he made, X, which I thought was such a well done horror movie,
Mm-hmm.
really, really grabbed me quickly. But then it's like Pearl comes out and it's like, oh, lo and behold, they were making 2 movies at the same time. So it's like Pearl is a prequel, but it's with the same actress,
Yeah.
as
Well,
Pearl
I
in
mean,
X,
Mia Goth is fantastic. So
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, by the way, it's a trilogy because Maxine's coming out next year, So fooled you again. So it's really interesting. I haven't seen Pearl yet, but it's coming out on VOD soon. So I'm going to have to
yeah,
check that out. So,
X
man,
gonna
they're
give it
just,
to you.
wow. Take your dad joke and get the hell out of here.
Oh my god! Cut me some slack. I also watched Deadpool recently. So
Okay.
wow. Ouch. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think I'm bleeding to death from that shot, but
Sorry.
I don't know. You got anything else?
Yeah, I mean,
One more? You got one more in you?
Yeah, well, it's more of a story.
Okay.
Because it's like, and I'm sure you do this the same because you're so into movies like I am. It's often fun to introduce real weird shit to people and then have them like it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, um, Andrew was up here. Andrew Heath was visiting. We were both doing Motor City Comic Con in October, and we were looking at something to watch. And I was like, I had it in my brain. I was like, I wonder if he's seen Prom Night 2, you know? And so I was like, hey, have you seen Prom Night 2? And he goes, I haven't even seen the first one. I was like, I haven't either.
It's totally
But
fine.
yeah, I was like, the only thing is that it takes place in the same high school. That's the only connective tissue. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
okay. And what I love is having someone experience something that you've already seen that you like, but you're like, man, I hope they like this as much as I do,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was such a fun experience because he was like, yeah, this is actually really good, but it's like, it's really weird at times. It's
But it's
really
so
funny at
bad, but
times.
you can't not watch it. Like
But he was like, no, but he was like, unironically, he was like, this is actually like a really good movie. And I was
oh
like, I
yeah.
think so too. Like, I think
The
the story is like
craftsmanship is through the
so
roof.
entertaining,
Like
but it was just so funny because he recognized the same things that we did that were like, that's really out there. Like when the girl gets killed, like one of the first victims, it's like she's getting, she's like, oh my God, my life's over. This boy I like didn't fucking call me,
yeah.
And she's like, and we're both like, he started laughing at it because it's so ridiculous. I'm like, you should laugh at that. But then it's like the very next scene is her getting strangled and thrown out of a window by a fucking, cape. that is possessed by Mary Lou, you know? So
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
like, so it was awesome for him to, and then when the chalkboard scene happened, I didn't let on that it was going to happen. He goes, holy shit, that's so creative. He's like, yeah, we're just gonna flip the ground, you know, like turn the whole set and then have water look like the exact same color as the chalkboard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome to show that type of movie to someone, and they were just on board 100% right from the beginning. But
no,
you know,
that's great. I love to hear that, and I think that's one of the things that we kind of miss with streaming, where like you're watching something in your living room, and that sort of experience is what makes watching movies with an audience so fun.
it is.
Because
Yeah.
like if you've seen it, like you've had the experience, but then you can sit back and like watch the evolution of someone's heart attack and be like,
Yeah. Yeah. How you feeling? Yeah,
yeah,
after what you just saw. You want to talk
right,
about it? So,
yeah.
no, it was great. Yeah, so still I highly recommend that. Still waiting for a Blu-ray, you know, of it so I can have that glorious movie on my shelf with all the other movies that I absolutely love, you
Yeah.
know.
Arrow, Shout Factory. We know you
One of
listen to
you,
this.
please.
Get on
Yeah.
this. We need this in our lives, please.
And he
4K or
was just
nothing.
trying to make her smell bad, you know. All of that was just trying to make her smell bad because
It's
she
so
wasn't.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god. Just so excessive. Coming back from the grave, murder your son at the
I
prom.
still think the most absurd thing in that movie, and it's saying a lot because there is a lot of absurd shit in that movie, is when
There is.
they flash back to Michael Ironside's character and he's already going bald at 18. It's like,
I know.
was he born with a receding hairline? Like, just so you
I
make that
think so.
connection, like, just because we don't give you any credit, audience, like this.
But at the same
teenager's
time, I like that
bald.
attention to detail. Like he already had a receding hairline when he was 18.
Yeah, as he's wearing the tux from Goldfinger. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my
Glorious
god.
movie.
Well, this was amazing. This was a lot of fun. I hope people had fun
Yeah,
listening to us
reminiscing.
talk about bullshit, but that was the rest of October. Check
Yeah.
out our other episodes where we actually focused and tried on other movies, little old stuff, little new stuff.
Yep.
You know, I had a ball. This was great. Can we do this every month?
Sure. Of course. We could do a recap every month of all the other crazy stuff we've seen. You know,
okay. Yeah,
I
maybe
watch.
that's a live stream episode or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I watched a ton of content, and there's only four of them that make it 2 episodes.
Mm.
You know, so
okay.
Yeah, I'd do it again.
All right.
That's it.
So I'm a little sad that Halloween's over, but I think
I know.
as all things happen, we have to move on a little bit. And
Right.
We'll do something not horror for at least 1 week, I promise.
Or not. We can just do horror all the time. No.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
I don't owe you people anything.
No.
Sure.
It's not like you're paying my bills.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
All right.
All right.
Well, catch us in the next one. Until then.
We'll see you next time.
Revoir.
Okay, every monster has to have a weakness.
The silver bullet thing, I never liked. So I never care that it's not a thing that is used in a werewolf movie. If it is, that's cool. If it's not, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like you blow the head off something with a shotgun, and you'd be surprised what that'll kill. I mean, with silver bullet or not.